Hey guys, Useless here, and everyone in Hollywood is big mad at Warner Media right now. On December 3rd, they released a trailer announcing that their entire slate of movies in 2021 will be releasing on HBO Max and theaters on the same day. This is a monumental move that I personally believe is them making an attempt at transitioning to an all subscription based revenue model. They're saying that this is only for 2021, but I don't think they would make a move this aggressive if they were still all in on theaters. Maybe you release one or two movies on HBO Max, and then you sort of see what the environment is like, but if you were still planning on relying on theatrical revenue, you're not gonna do something this crazy. I mean, just to reiterate, this is their entire 2021 theatrical slate. It's insane in the membrane. But I have to say, this plan could actually go well for them. They're releasing 17 movies, and among these movies are pretty big ones like The Suicide Squad, Dune, Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs. Kong, The Matrix 4. And if they can have a decent release every month, then that's gonna force people to continuously subscribe. And as a consumer, when I heard all this, I got pretty excited. The idea that I can just watch big movies from the comfort of my own home is pretty enticing. Not that I don't like the theatrical experience, but 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna take convenience over spectacle. And from the perspective of someone who likes to analyze the industry, I thought to myself, oh shoot, the streaming wars are really heating up now. And I mean, I also think that this is just a really good idea for Warner Media to do in order to, prepare for what may end up becoming the future of movies. Things are not looking good for theater chains. AMC Theaters, the biggest theatrical chain, they released a statement saying that they might end up running out of money by January of next year. I don't know what the exact state of the other movie chains are, but they can't be much better. I don't know exactly what their thought process behind this is, but I'm guessing that Warner Media wants to secure a revenue source in HBO Max. These times are uncertain, so I can't really blame them for making this move. However, many are not so understanding. Obviously, theater chains aren't stoked. AMC CEO Adam Aron started throwing some shade, saying that Warner Media is sacrificing their movie division in order to subsidize HBO Max. And interestingly enough, he mentioned that Warner Media did go to AMC Theaters to negotiate having Wonder Woman 1984 open up on the same day, in theaters as it would premiere on HBO Max. Because before this trailer, we already knew that Wonder Woman would be doing the same thing. However, Warner Media made the announcement for their 2021 slate without so much as notifying them. It's pretty clear that Warner Media is taking advantage of the situation that theaters are in. In the before times, a movie theater would have never allowed a movie to premiere in their theaters at the same time that it's getting a home release. But right now, I don't know that they have any leveraging power. I don't think they're in a position to be rejecting movies. But movie theater chains are not the only ones upset about this. Big Dick Christopher Nolan himself had some words to say. Some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most importantly movie stars went to bed the night before thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up to find out they were working for the worst streaming service. Oh! Damn! Ooh. But he does touch on an important point there. All of the filmmakers and partners who help fund these movies were not negotiated with or even notified that this announcement was going to be made. And yeah, they definitely have a reason to be upset about this. I mean, Legendary put up most of the money for Dune and Godzilla vs. Kong. The fact that Warner Brothers changed the distribution strategy like this is really slimy. These movies aren't going to make their money directly. Warner Media might get some new subscribers on HBO Max, but that's not the same as a movie making its costs back at the box office. They're going to take a loss here, but Warner Media is more or less okay with that because they're trying to bolster HBO Max. The streaming service isn't a concern for Legendary, however. They put up a bunch of money and they want to see returns on the movies. They were working on a deal for Netflix to buy Godzilla vs. Kong, but Warner Media vetoed it. Now we know why. And while it may seem like actors and directors should just shut up and not have any say on how a movie is distributed, It's really not that simple. I mean, in some regards, yeah, I do think that they should just shut up. Like when they talk about the movie theater going experience. My movie needs to be played in the cinema. It is the way that films should be viewed. Like, I'm sorry, but a movie is a movie. Is the theatrical experience neat? Sure, but a movie is a movie. It's going to be just as good of a movie on my TV as it will be in a theater. A big screen and bombastic sound isn't going to make the writing or directing or acting any better. And I think it's good to give people choices. And if streaming is the future and, theaters today as we know them die, I don't think that that actually means that there will be no theaters. I think the worst that can happen is that theaters go the way of vinyl. I think most people will stream movies, but you'll still have that group of pretentious people who, stand by the theater-going experience. This is the way that films are meant to be seen. They're meant to be seen in the theater. So yeah, when actors and directors talk about how you need to watch their movies in the theater, I tend to roll my eyes a bit. It is, however, pretty valid for them to complain about how Warner Brothers went about making this transition. Like I said before, they did it without consulting their actors and directors. And yes, these movies are ultimately Warner Media's movies. They own them. However, a lot of these actors and directors have their paycheck attached to the box office. When signing contracts to appear in a film, an actor or a director may opt to get some of the box office instead of an upfront payment. They are essentially betting on the movie's success. If it doesn't end up doing very well, then they might get paid less. However, if the movie is a big success, then they get a big payday. With what Warner Brothers have done here, these movies aren't going to get that opportunity to be the big box office success. The pandemic is already an unforeseen obstacle, but adding HBO Max competing with theaters on top of that, that's gonna reduce how much they can make at the box office even more. With Wonder Woman 1984, Warner Brothers reached out to Gal Gadot, Patty Jenkins, and other people involved in the movie, and they came to an agreement. It was reported that Gal and Patty received $10 million each. They basically said, okay, well, Wonder Woman was probably gonna make whatever amount of money, let's say $1 billion. So if we assume that Wonder Woman would have made that much money, here's how much you would have been paid. And, the people involved with the movie, they agreed to that payday. And you would think that Warner Brothers did the same with their other movies, right? No. I mean, you already know that they didn't. Because I said it earlier in the video. So this setup doesn't really make sense now, does it? All of the other actors and directors' films were just yeeted onto HBO Max and they were left in the dust. Those movies are definitely not going to make a ton at the box office, and anybody who had a contract that was tied to the box office is, going to be screwed, basically. So what's going to happen here? It's being reported that the DGA, CAA, and Legendary might take legal action against Warner Brothers, but I don't know that they'll actually go through with that. I mean, that would be an insane move if it happened. I mean, we'll see. There are rumors that maybe, they'll boycott Warner Brothers and stop working with them, and that would be also insane if it happened. I guess those things are possible, but I don't know. I honestly have no idea if any of that will actually come to pass. As far as Warner Media is concerned, it really seems like they just want to move forward with it. Burnt bridges be damned. So what do you guys make of all this? I personally think that this is the right move for Warner Media. However, I think they're going about it in an awful and just underhanded way. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video every Monday at 12 o'clock, and bye.